Welcome to Chaz Kicks Off. It's a weekend summary here on a Monday morning, as called by the big man, Charlie Austin's thoughts on the weekend. How are you, Charlie?
All good, Pete. All good. I'm a lot better than you. Let's put it that way, mate.
Yeah, put it that way. Yeah, I think before I hit play and we went live, I got most of it off my chest. I think, but yeah, let's touch on that because it was a derby day to forget if you're the black and white half. Fair play to Sunderland. They wanted it more. They turned up. Their fans drove them on. The players responded to that. Newcastle United, I think it's fair to say they didn't show up, Charlie.
I think that's very much fair to say. If you're a black and white fan at the weekend, it just showed that, for me, like I said, it felt like as I was looking at it, Sunderland players wanted it more. They wanted it more. It meant more. Yeah, they had the home fans on their side driving them on, but I don't know, it just felt like they wanted more. Oh, don't get me wrong, Sunderland didn't create anything. They had that one shot. They didn't have the shot on target. Obviously, Voltemade scored the own goal. But from in between both boxes and their own, Sunderland wanted it more. They had more fight. They had more belief in themselves. Let the crowd spurred them on and done their job. If the game was a draw, Pete, it would have been that's a boring draw. No one really wanted to win it. But in the ultimate, there was only one team that really, for me, that felt like they cared about the game yesterday.
I think that's why they deserve the 3 points, Chaz, if I'm honest, because they wanted it more. So fair play. As you say,
Yeah.
not even a shot saved in anger by Ramsdale because they didn't have one, which makes it even more disappointing. But you would say, as a football person, you would say a draw would have been a fair result. But no, you know what? They deserved their win because they went at it with big heart. Every kick, everything, every small tackle, every throw in, they just wanted it that more. And I think Newcastle United's captain summed it up. He said it was embarrassing. So, I think he was speaking straight after the game.
Pete, will that hurt the players? And will the Newcastle fans let them know that they've let them down in that game?
It's a funny one because obviously they've got a quarter final this week. So that will be at St. James's Park against Fulham. And they'll let them know in the first, just before kickoff when the cheer that goes up and the how are the lads and get into them just before you kick off. That will be the catalyst because it'll be louder than ever saying, right, guys, we're still behind you, but you need to deliver tonight. You need to get us through to that semi-final. And it may go some way to fixing what a mess that was, because when your captain comes out and says that, embarrassing was the words he used. And he blamed him and himself and his teammates. So not a good weekend. Better weekend for Liverpool. In your crystal ball, you did say Salah would be involved. He was involved. A good win, much needed win for the Red Men. But Salah looked sharp, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I did think he would be involved. I did. I just felt there'd be water on the bridge. They'll pour cold water on the scenario and move on. Yeah, look, surprising that he come on after 26 minutes for Joe Gomez. But do you know what? Funny, these things have funny things, a way of turning themselves around. And he come on, do you know what? He did look sharp. A couple of chances, moved the ball quickly. And it just shows that he still wants to be a Liverpool player. Like, it's not going to be. When I look at it now, Pete, right? When I do look at it now, let's be honest. And everyone says if Liverpool beat Leeds, he wouldn't have said what he'd said, right? But
correct.
That would have been a disaster. And hear me out, and this is why. In my opinion, he goes to AFCON and doesn't speak. Before he goes to AFCON, he doesn't speak to the media. He goes away, and like how many times we've seen international players say something on international duties, and that's what would have happened. And then he's got nowhere to have a conversation with the Liverpool hierarchy or the Liverpool boss. He doesn't speak to the players because he's in different countries playing a different tournament, and then this blows over for 6 weeks solid. So I think, look, it is about timing, I guess, but I think hopefully now that's water under the bridge. He come back, played, set up, put a lovely ball in for Ekitike to score his second goal, and look, Liverpool looked like they're turning the corner, but it was nice to see them back playing properly.
Listen, let's not take it away from Ekitike. What a player! I mean, is it a case of Alexander who? I mean, he just looks the real deal, doesn't he?
I'll give you my thoughts on his set last week, and until he starts getting on a run, I won't change that. I'm not going to change that at all. But do you know what I liked about his first finish? the ball broke broke to him. Sorry, he has a touch wallop, no thinking, no looking. He knew where his position was in the goal. He knew that he was in the middle of the box. He knew that what he had to do is get good contact. I think that's important for anyone looking at it for a striker wise. He's had a touch, heads down, whack straight, and then listen, he beat him brute force. Minute into, was it 47 seconds into the game? 1-0. Thank you very much.
He looks an outstanding player. The other thing that I really loved as well, and you were just asking there about let the fans, will the fans let them know? I thought the fans let Salah know. It was great to hear his name being chanted heavily, and it sort of, shall we say, it answered a few questions from some certain media who've been questioning that this week, this last 10 days.
Real quick on that, Pete. That proves that all volumes and all people speak on outside of Liverpool Football Club, outside Melbourne, outside the stadium. Listen, you don't know half of it, because what goes in, and we're not privy to it, and we rightly so, nobody should be. So what goes on behind closed doors stays behind closed doors, and all we are is here to give opinions, and some people get carried away giving theirs.
Absolutely, and the other thing that I'd like to say was on that before I move on from Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk was fantastic. They were pushing him, and he did his interview sort of with a smile, with a wry smile. But I thought he was excellent. And some of the questions that these players get, I know it's the media's job, and I know it's our job to try and find out as much as we can. But did you speak to him? He's like, of course I spoke to him. What do you think?
I'm the captain of the football club, and I'm Salah signed 6 months before me. Like, we've been through Liverpool career all together. Of course, I've spoke to him. I don't talk to him rubbish.
So fair play to Liverpool. I think they might just jump into Thursday's category for winners of the week. They did. Yeah. They did well. Listen, a much needed win for Chelsea, which a much needed win. But talk about speaking out of turn again. Their managers had it. Never mind a player like Salah. Their managers come out and sort of criticised that. I mean, has he alienated himself there?
I don't really get what he's
doing. What he's done.
I don't really get what he's saying. To be, if I'm honest, Pete, like he's saying, I've never in the last 48 hours or so. It was like the support from the board or support from people at the football club. It's like, what are you on about? Like, just concentrate.
On £1 billion.
Like you spent £1 billion, mate, on players, and if it doesn't work, another player comes in, and then another player. Like, what's the matter with you? Like, I don't really get it. Like, he was, when you think about it over the long period, he coming after being Leicester manager, got them promoted. The golfing class between Leicester and Chelsea are massive. He comes there, he's had all this money to spend, right? And people, don't get me wrong, people are still questioning him. He wins the Conference League at a canter, and they should have, and now they just keep motoring, and they're in a position they are now. But how much does he want to take Chelsea, I guess, higher? Because the way his comments are going, for me, it's I want to take them to as far as I can and take them higher to fight in the title, but I'm not getting the backing from people inside the stadium. That's the only thing he can be moaning at, Pete, is that his belief is that I want to go for the title. I want to go for the title. I feel like we're title contenders, and maybe people in the football club are going, not yet, we're not there yet. Because I don't understand where he's actually going from.
No, it was a very mixed message, and it's dangerous to do that, because if people don't understand who you're having a pop at, that's when messages become mixed. Anyway, We'll see, because in the latter part of this bulletin, they'll go to Newcastle, which we'll touch on. It's next week's early game. There's some big games coming up at the weekend. Looking forward to that. Manchester City, quite a few of our colleagues who've played the game are saying to Arsenal, they need to watch City again, because Foden's firing, Haaland's giving his goals again. I have to say, City are creeping up, and they're looking quite daunting, Chaz.
But where they are, Pete, I did not expect them to be there, nor did you. No one did, right? The only thing they expect to be up there would be Liverpool, but over time, that's obviously not happening. It's not going to happen at all. When you've got the big number 9 up top, the big Viking, mate, he's flying. He's on, not for a team before it, but for collectively, what the numbers he threw up in his first season, he's going to run them close. So not because Man City then go on and win the trophies and like they did, but for him, mate, well, I've got a lot goal scorer, mate. He's added more to his game. You can tell that he's been in the Premier League over a couple of years, and now he's really monitoring through, mate. He's now. It's not all about it is all about goals, but he does certain things for the team that not a lot of people see to the eye. And then Phil Foden is just motoring now, really turning the tide, getting back to his Player of the Year, PFA Player of the Year kind of form as I'm seeing it. And you know what? It's needed because there's going to be a lot of talk over positions coming what may with the World Cup coming up, because Morgan Rogers, Aston Villa flying, Phil Foden flying, and then we got the fella over in Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham, also just trying to get back too. So that's Thomas Tuchel with 3 number 10s playing in there without even mentioning Cole Palmer, Eberitz.
Cole Palmer as well, back looking back to form as well. So a much needed win for Chelsea. I sort of think my own winners of the weekend, Charlie, as they go from strength to strength. And okay, it was at West Ham, but they grounded out. They were behind Aston Villa again, and that boy Rogers. Wow, what a performance!
Pete, great performance to go behind after 29 seconds. There, 27, 29 seconds, something like that. They go behind.
Yep.
They get back into the game. Then Rogers wins them the game with the 2 goals. Listen, I think the more you look at it like that is what the belief that Unai Emery has put into that squad. Doesn't matter where we go, whether they're down the bottom or at the top with us, we're going to go and win the game. It doesn't matter if we go behind early, behind late, whatever it is, we've got the players to go and win the game. And then when you've got quality special players like Morgan Rogers, they can go and win games of football and they can unlock doors. When you're going for it and it looks like, 2-2 is going to be boring. We're going to get a draw. We're going to get a point on the road at West Ham. Good point, but really when they're struggling, we should win. Rogers comes up with a winner, and rightly so. That puts them in the title race.
Yeah,
outside chance of the title race, but a surprising one. And that's 9 games on the spin, all competitions. Wins.
Wow. Yeah, that top 3 wins, looks like it's the top 3 for a reason. It's there for a reason. And they're starting, just a small one, but they're starting to become a gap. The top 3 are starting to pull away. And rightly so when you go on runs like that, fantastic. Listen, it's a big week, a big weekend as well. We've got Carabao Cup action midweek, which we'll touch on Thursday morning on our proper episode. Which is going well, by the way. 19 countries are listening to us. We're in the charts around the world, which is great. We thank you all for your support. We're glad you enjoy it as much as we do, that's for sure. So, there's a big midweek selection of games, but the weekend starts with a bang as well. It'll be interesting. It's Newcastle against Chelsea. Now, Newcastle, great at home, a different team at home. You don't know what Chelsea are getting. You certainly don't know what Newcastle you're getting. That could be quite a good fixture. And Newcastle, obviously, with the result yesterday, will want to get straight back onto it, back on the bike at home in the league, won't they?
Yeah, but you say that, mate, is a massive week for them, because different team at home, completely different team at home, got their home fans. Chelsea coming there, tough place to go, right? Rightly so. But you've got in between this week, and we will touch on it on Thursday, but played Sunderland, you get beat. If you don't qualify, if you don't get through to the semi-final of the League Cup, then you've got Chelsea at early kick-off. What a week you've got a headline in front of you. And is it one of them where you look at it and go, is it we're talking about December before Christmas, make or break of the season?
Oh, yeah.
I know it's early, but we're talking, if you get knocked out of the quarterfinal, also you are defending the Carabao Cup.
Absolutely. And look, if they get knocked out of the cup, Chaz, there's nothing else, because currently, they're mid-table at best. And as everyone always says, the table doesn't lie. Performances don't lie. So, I think it's a huge, huge week, especially given the fact that you would fancy Newcastle United to go on and beat Fulham in a home game to cement a semi-final place. Watch this space. Other big games as well. City have got it relatively easy out of the top sides. They've got a West Ham at home, so you'd probably fancy. You just putting an net.
Because West Ham have got no confidence, and when you're down the bottom, it's the same as I said before. It's the same with like Wolves, but you can run the Arsenal, great performance, but you get beat anyway, so you lost. So you almost you lost. But performances are better. Yeah, but fine, but you still lost. It's another L in your column. Same as when you go West Ham, great performance at Villa, should have held on. lost. Now look at the fixtures, boom, got to go to the Etihad. Amazing.
Yeah, I think we're putting an X in home win column there. Late game as well, I'm fancying, by the way. Fancy Liverpool to continue. The Tottenham and Liverpool, I mean, we haven't even had a chance in our little mini bulletin. I mean, Spurs are all over the place again, aren't they?
Spurs are what Spurs are, mate. And it looks like whoever comes in there, mate, do that performance of players they've got in there. We've got a handful of players that stand up, puff their chest out and get on with it. And then they've got a load of players that don't, mate. And unfortunately, their recruitment, they can't blame Daniel Levy anymore. It just falls away. And like we said, if you're going to go to the City ground, it's going to be an absolute battle. And they've gone over there, and Sean Dyche just ran over Thomas Frank, and all his players went out.
Yep.
Even like the first goal, playing out from the back, Archie Gray gets caught on the ball. Goal. Like, I was like, honestly, mate, I get that we want to play football, but you're away from home, so get out the other end of the pitch and get behind the ball. Simple as that.
Too many errors. Will Arsenal find it difficult to go to Everton? Is that more of a tester for them the weekend coming?
Yeah, because, and the reason why I think it will, because listen, they're going to Hill Dickinson Stadium, new stadium, going to go play there. Everton are decent. You always think Everton's a tough place to go, regardless. And I think when you've listened to ex-pros before, one thing I've said, going to Everton and picking up 3 points is a big thumbs up, a big tick in the box. So look, I think they'll look at it and be right, go there and try and get 3 points. But also, Pete, looking across only over the road, they all know Man City are playing at home to West Ham, and they can't afford to drop any points anymore.
No, exactly. Speaking of home bankers, probably rounding this weekend off, it's Villa Man United, which is always a good fixture anyway. I like that fixture. But you'd say Villa, given their current form, they'll be rubbing their hands getting Man United at home, won't they?
But that's the thing, mate. Like that. Listen, that's always been a great fixture over the years. So it's when it happens, it just always sticks out in my mind is when Scholes hit that volley underside of the bar, Peter, from my back. Do you know what I mean? That's that one. But Villa on the run, they are 9 wins on the spin in all competitions. Phenomenal form. Everybody involved in Villa doing a fantastic job. You would think about it being a home win. You generally would, just because of the form Villa are in. That's why, and I just think they'll have too much for United.
Fantastic. That's our Monday meeting adjourned, and we will be resuming on Thursday. This is Charlie Austin's sort of weekend review for you on a Monday on Chaz Kicks Off. Thank you, Chaz. Look forward to seeing you on Thursday.
That you will, buddy. All the best, mate. Have a good week.